Hello everybody, this is Aaron Fitz from ATF Gaming, and welcome back to NASCAR Heat 2. Today we are going to do our second full slated weekend. We have another triple header this weekend at Atlanta. Today is where we're going to kind of see how we stand as far as speed goes in all three series, since this is our first mile-and-a-half track, and that's the majority of the schedule. Just as a brief recap, we will go to schedule. We won the truck race. We started off the weekend right, but we went down to 11th for the Xfinity race, and then went down to 15th for the Monster Energy race, which in a shocking turn of events was won by Corey LaJoie. So, as Conrad pointed out in the comments, if Corey LaJoie stays in the top 30 in points, which is probably not going to happen, but we can always dream, then he's going to be in the playoffs, which, who would have thought Corey LaJoie would be in the playoffs. Standings right now, we're leading the trucks. We are 17th in the Cup and 15th in the Xfinity, since we did not get very many stage points. But let's head off to Atlanta for the truck race. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again, as usual. Super excited about Season 4 of NASCAR Heat 2. And hopefully we can have a lot of fun. I think I'm going to stream this weekend, but I'm not positive. It would be on Saturday, which would be tomorrow. But I'm not positive yet. Keep your eyes and ears open on YouTube. I'll usually schedule my NASCAR Heat 2 streams beforehand, so keep your eyes on that subscription feed. Hopefully it'll show up and all that. So, let's qualify.
Go, 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 go.
Crap, I need to put in a setup, because I forget about these things. I don't know why the trucks always have such low grill tape. We'll go up to 50%. Loosen the wedge a little bit. Again, we haven't really messed with setups in the trucks too much. We really started diving into setups in the Cup Series. So I don't really know how these setups are going to impact the truck and the Xfinity car. Obviously, the Xfinity car is mostly similar to the Cup car. A little slower, but quite similar. But the truck is obviously extremely different. But let's see how we can do here. Looks like we're going to be flat out, which means what we have is what we have. I know I talked about cutting out qualifying, but I feel like it's an important part of the video. And plus it gives me some time to talk to you guys about what my goals are for the day, and just make some small talk before we get into the heat of battle. Still a little tight, honestly. I did have to lift off a little bit there, so it might not be great.
All right, let's see where we're
Ouch, 23rd. Ouch, that hurts. As far as the race goes, obviously we'll put the grill tape up a little bit. We'll put it at 40. But we're going to loosen the truck up a little bit more than where we had it. We'll go all the way down to 46.5. And let's head off to the race.
almost ready. Okay.
Like I said, this is really where we're going to kind of figure out how fast we are. Is now. Didn't I replace Todd Gilliland?
Car high.
Guys, I'm pretty sure I replaced Todd Gilliland. Am I mistaken in that assumption? Because I remember I wanted to replace him so nobody else could raise the happy dog. But I guess that's not the case. I don't remember him at Daytona either. That's what's weird about this, is I don't remember him at Daytona. Oh well. It's not a big deal, but it's just kind of confusing. Definitely gave Travis Quatfull a shove there. Don't want to get him too mad at us. Gonna make it 3 wide with Stuart Friesen, and I can't really tell who that is above him. TJ Bell, yep. I didn't want to look too far to the right. Take my eyes off the prize. blow by Smith. We got Yaley. We're actually going to go high on Yaley. That's a different paint scheme for Ross Chastain. This will be the first time you guys will really see the truck DLC. Oh crap, this is not where I want to be. 3 wide in the trioval in NASCAR Heat 2 is usually a terrible thing, but it worked. We made it work. Got a little tight there, pushed. Crafton's going to take advantage. How many laps do we have? 1 more, okay. And 9 laps on fuel, so we'll be able to go through the next stage without pitting. Oh, I really don't want to be 3 wide going down the straightaway again, so I'm going to back off a little bit. Oh, forgot Crafton was still there. Crap.
The yellow's out.
And they were wrecking behind me, too. Dang it. I forgot Crafton was there. I was so worried about what was ahead of me that I didn't remember what was behind me. We do not need to pit. Hopefully we can get some stage points in the second stage here. We were flying through the pack until we had that issue. Even surviving a 3 wide scenario in the trioval, which is usually a death sentence in this game.
Car inside.
Yep, 4 laps to go. We got 9 on fuel, so we are in good shape there.
Car inside.
We did get a pretty abysmal restart though.
Carlo.
So we gotta, once we get up to speed, we really gotta take advantage of the limited amount of time we have to try to get back up to the front. I would love to be on the inside, but right now the outside is the way to go. Running the Super Kyle Larson line here. I again would not like to be 3 wide in the trioval, but I've kind of inserted myself into that position, unfortunately. And we are still 3 wide, and we're going to be continuing 3 wide until I can pass Noah Gragson. NASCAR season's been over for almost a month now. I'm kind of forgetting who these truck guys are. Ross Chastain and the Rugged Cross paint scheme. A little surprised that they put that in a video game, but
Stay on the top. Keep it right there.
I'm sure that's good for them.
Low.
I mean, obviously he's running in 9th, so
Clear all around.
the Lord must be looking down on him favorably today. But we're up to 7, and we've kind of stalled out at 7. We got a group ahead of us that we're kind of spread out from, but we got closer to here. Now we got the draft, so that'll help us make some passes. I definitely think the truck series shouldn't be that big of a concern as far as success goes. Obviously Xfinity and Cup is going to be a little harder, but I feel like we can hopefully dominate the truck series. But again, this is the first time we've done either of those series on Legend difficulty, so we don't really know what's in store yet. Got a little aggressive with the apron, hoping to catch up to Briscoe, but we're going to finish 7th in this stage. That does help us gain some points, but not as many as I thought we would get. Everybody should be pitting here. I only need 1 can of fuel. We'll go 2 tires. Yeah, 2 tires, no repair. And truck feels good. We lost 3 spots. Okay. Could have been worse.
Stay sharp. Green's coming.
I think taking 2 tires was the right call compared to no tires. I am confused at why we're getting such terrible restarts. I thought we got good restarts in this game. I might be mixing it up with Dirt to Daytona. I know we get good restarts in Dirt to Daytona, but I thought we got decent restarts in this game as well. Well, with the bad restart and losing 3 spots in the pit road, we're outside of the top 10 again, and I think a win might be a little too hard to come by unless if I start being super aggressive in the Kyle Larson lane again, which is what I'm doing. The trial, I get so scared doing that high lane because I don't want to be on the outside of a 3 wide situation in the trioval. That is absolutely one of the worst things you could possibly be doing. I thought I was in a bad spot on the middle with 3 wide, but being on the outside is even worse. There's a DLC for. I combined a DLC scheme for Cody Coughlin. As I said that, I almost spun out Chase Briscoe. I'm so good at, like, unknowingly combining words. Like, I combined DLC and scheme to DL scheme. Maybe that's what we should rename it. Renaming all of the things in video games so you don't have to. We should get the ATF dictionary going. Combining words to make life easier. I'm sure my elementary school teachers would be cringing in pain right now. But I don't care. I enjoyed math and science, not so much English. Oh, everybody's just hugging to the bottom. Like it was their, I don't know what I was gonna say. They're hugging to the bottom so much it's making it impossible to pass. There we go. That's the word I was using. They're also hitting the apron with absolutely no consequence. Unlike me, where I would probably spin out instantly. I would love to get under Briscoe at some point here, but it's just not happening. We have stalled out in 7th place. I might be able to drive it in deep underneath Briscoe. I had to use the apron, and unlike the AI, I am not able to use that cleanly. But we all saved it, no caution. I did improve a position, but I also think the top 5 is probably out of the question now. Which is unfortunate. Unless if you get a caution, top 5 is probably out of the question. Let's just try to defend our position against Chase Briscoe, who is probably very mad at us right now, or as mad as you can get. Within only one thing of contact, which is he's probably still neutral with us. And I had to itch my nose and I hit the wall, and here comes Briscoe. Dang it. Curse you, itchy nose. So this weekend schedule is going to be a little different. I know it's usually like random videos, or in the case of the last 2 weeks, I've kind of just taken the weekends off. Oh, Briscoe's really trying to dive in deep, and I messed up, so he's going to have room. Dang it. But I got to make up for the fact that I missed kindergarten this week. I'm going to do that most likely on Saturday, and then Dirt to Daytona. I promised 2 episodes this week for missing an episode last week. So Dirt to Daytona will be up on Sunday, and then we'll start anew, and hopefully I can actually stay on schedule this week. But we finished 7th. I don't know. I feel like we should have done better than that. Christopher Bell wins. Starting what is most likely going to be a very dominant season for him. Yeah, I don't know why Todd Gilliland's in the field. He's not supposed to be. But, oh well. 7th place, that probably won't help us too much in the point standings. Yeah, we dropped down to 2nd. We're in the chase because we have a win. Well, I shouldn't say that. The Truck Series is the chase that usually has a winner get bumped out. But we're 2nd in points behind Infinger. Us and Christopher Bell have a win, so that is all good. We will move on to the Xfinity race, also at Atlanta, I would assume. But yeah, so hopefully next week I can actually have a legit full week with my assigned schedule. Because this week I missed kindergarten. The week before I missed Dirt to Daytona. The week before that I missed kindergarten. Kindergarten always gets the short end of the stick because usually those are, this statement will make no sense, but usually those are the easiest to record, and I usually leave those to be last. I usually try to get the harder stuff to record out of the way because I know they'll take longer in editing. So I record those first so I have more time, and then I forget or I run out of time to do small stuff like kindergarten and Dirt to Daytona.
Go, 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 go!
But let's head off for qualifying. So the Xfinity Series, we finished 11th at Daytona. Don't really remember the circumstances behind that finish, but I feel like we could have done better. But hopefully we can have a decent run here at Atlanta in the Xfinity car, maybe improve on our finish on the Truck Series. But again, this is the first time we've done Legend difficulty in this series, so I really don't know what's going to happen. I didn't put a setup in, so this is probably going to be a terrible qualifying run, because I forgot to put a setup in. And I messed up that corner. Well, this is definitely not going to be a good qualifying effort, so we can kiss stage points goodbye, it looks like. But I'll definitely loosen up the car, add some tape for the race.
Alright, let's see where we're...
Yep, 36. That was a terrible qualifying effort, as predicted. Let's put a setup in here. We'll do that. Tape up to 50. And we'll call that good, and let's head off to the race.
Almost.
That was a decently short truck race. I'm hoping that this episode,
Green flag.
we might hit the 45-minute mark. I think that would be a good goal to reach here. Anything longer than 45 minutes really makes me start feeling sad about my viewers, because I really don't think any of you want to watch an hour-long episode, especially on a series that I do twice a week, and sometimes 3 times a week, because I like to stream this game as well. Alright, we just kind of inserted ourselves between Stephen Light and Garrett Smithley, but it worked. And now we're on this high line again, which I really don't want to be on. Oh, and that's why... Okay, we saved it. No, we didn't. Never mind. No, we didn't save it. Dang it.
Caution's out. Back her down.
That's what I was expecting would happen in the truck race. But we have to repair for damage, obviously. So, we're going to be back in 40th. That's what I was expecting in the truck race. Us getting super aggressive on the high side and then being trapped in the tri-oval. We almost made it.
Going green.
The first dog leg of the tri-oval was my fault. But the second dog leg of the tri-oval, I don't remember. My short-term memory is literally the worst thing ever. Because I'm shifting from one thing to another, plus commentating. I spin out, and then I have to think about pitch strategy. Then I have to, try to sum up what I did, and I forget what I did. So, alright, I would love to pass on the inside. That would be my preferred method of doing this, but that's going to take a lot longer. And we really don't have that kind of time.
Stay on the bottom. Keep it right there.
Timmy Hill is extremely slow right now.
Stay right there.
So we'll get around him. Only 5-lap stage, so let's try to aim for a top 20. Top 25, top 20 would probably be a good goal here,
Hold your line.
considering the limited amount of time we have. I am going to go... I thought about going to the outside, but I'm just going to push star here and then go underneath.
Great lap.
Being on the bottom makes me feel a lot better about making some risk, and also being a little bit smarter, because we know we're not going to get trapped on the outside and possibly in a situation where we're going to hit the wall. So I feel a lot more safe on the inside. Ryan Sieg just tried to drive us off the track there. We were obviously underneath him, but he didn't seem to care. Oh, Dakota Armstrong, we're going to get underneath you. Thank you for giving me some room once you realized I was there. I hope he gets a ride somewhere. I know they announced he wasn't going to be back at JGL, but I don't know if they announced what he's doing next year otherwise. Because he got released toward the end of the year, which I thought was incredibly unfair, considering they almost made the playoffs the last 2 years with him, and they weren't anywhere close with anybody else, so... Oh, why is Chastain pushing in on me?
Clear high.
Well, looks like that top 20 goal is quite possible here. If I can get around Gone and Harvick, it's quite possible. If I dive it in underneath here, Harvick's in a DLC scheme, even though I don't think he actually ran this race.
Clear high.
Somebody can correct me on that in the comments. But it looks like a 20th place finish in Stage 2, considering we had to start in the back. I'll take it. As far as pitting goes, I'm assuming everybody else is going to pit. But since we pitted at the last stage, we're only going to take a half a can of fuel, no tires. And that's going to gain us a couple positions. I kind of wanted to take 2 tires, but I feel like if I took 2 tires, it wouldn't have mattered, and I would have just either stayed where I was or lost 3 or 4 positions. So we actually gained some positions there, but we are on the outside, which you guys knowing me will probably make me super aggressive. Oh, I had an opening there. I should have taken it. Dang it. I had an opening. I don't know why we're getting such terrible restarts. I swear we got decent restarts in this game. But apparently not.
Stay low. Stay right there.
Oh no, why am I here? Why am I here? Why am I here? Lift, lift.
Clear high.
Lift and get underneath. Lift and get underneath. There we go. I don't know why I was there, why I wanted to be there, or anything like that, but I immediately recognized I needed to get the heck out of that position.
Easy. Hold your line.
So, I hope you guys had a good week this week. I know Christmas on Monday, everybody's week was kind of a little weird, but
Awesome. You just posted your best lap.
But I had a good week. We visited the family over the weekend. On Saturday, we saw my dad's side of the family. On Sunday, we saw my mom's side of the family, or, well, at least an abbreviated version of it. My mom's side of the family is growing very, very, very rapidly. So we kind of have to split up when we can, who we can see, because we don't really have a location to get all of us together in one spot. And so we usually have to, we obviously have my uncle and my aunt, and usually my grandma we go see. But usually my uncle and aunt's kids, they usually end up seeing their other side of the family on Christmas Day. We usually end up seeing them on Thanksgiving. So that frees them up to go to the other side of the family on Christmas Day.
5 to go.
So that all works out. I mean, I would love to see them all on Christmas, but A, we save money on presents. I know that sounds bad, but we do save money on presents. And B, we just have nowhere that we could go that would hold all of us in a reasonable manner. So we didn't see all of them, but we saw most of them on Thanksgiving, so that helps. And then my dad's side of the family, that, like I said, we saw on Saturday, which is always fun. That's usually the only time of the year we see them, because they live all around the state, and usually it's not very convenient for them to convene on one spot. So how many laps do we have left? Because we've been falling backwards here. I can definitely feel the tires starting to go away. Yep, that right front tire is pretty much dead right now. So I've been unable to make any progress on the high side. And now everybody's single file, so everybody's pushing together on the low line. So I'm gonna let Blake Cook get past me, and I'm gonna take the low line and maybe start making some moves there. But we're kind of stalling out right here, unfortunately. Okay, never mind. We're too tight to take advantage of the low line. I swear, looking at the back of these cars, I can never tell which Ford car is which. Because I was convinced that was Ryan Reed. But no, it's Brad Keselowski. And it's the same thing comparing Custer and Harvick, and Logano and Keselowski. It's so hard to tell. Majeski as well. Alright, it looks like top 10 probably out of the question now, so let's just try to maintain this top 15 finish. We're going to have to start getting better at qualifying in order to really start taking advantage of or being able to take advantage of some of these top 10 cars that I think we have. We're not losing pace with them, we're just not able to really gain too much. Obviously, big tracks that we can do well on will probably be short tracks. Kind of the opposite of what happened on hard difficulty, but that's a 15th place finish. I'm not super happy about that, honestly. I feel like we could have done better there. Again, I think if I had put a qualifying setup in, we would have been in much better shape. Who won? Let's always see who wins. And anybody out of the race? Nope, everybody finished. And Elliott Sadler won. Ryan Reed also won a stage. So, good for Sadler. We get a payday, but we're 21 millionaires, so it really doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I think we were actually 18th in points coming in, so we do not gain or lose, but we do not have the win yet in this series. So let's head back over to the menu and then head to the cup race. So I hope you guys all got what you wanted for Christmas. I certainly, my family, my close family, we decided not to invest too much into presents because we bought a lot of stuff for each other already this year. Like my family members helped me buy my new PC, a bunch of games, my new Switch. So we went fairly light. We did mostly stockings only, and then we had like a few clothing things, and so yeah, it was fairly brief as far as Christmas presents this year, but I think we all kind of agreed that that was a good idea. Let's see, do I have a setup in here yet? No, we only go here once a year, I'm pretty sure. So let's put this up to 60, this down to 47, and let's head off.
Go, 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 go!
Oh, let's not spin out going out. That would be a nice way to start. Haven't had 5-star power yet, so I'm still kind of getting used to it. But yeah, I hope you guys got what you wanted for Christmas. I hope those of you video game lovers got some more video game stuff. Always room to get more video games, that's for sure. There's an endless supply of video games, it seems like. But yeah, I hope all of you had a very good Christmas, happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever else there is out there. Those are the 3 things that Blue's Clues taught me as a kid. So that's what I remember. Blue's Clues had a Christmas episode every year, and basically what Steve and Blue went to 3 houses, one that celebrated Christmas, one that celebrated Hanukkah, and one that celebrated Kwanzaa.
Time to see how we measured up.
33rd? That was disappointing. We qualified better than that. When we were in a 4-star team, jeez. Sorry, I kind of was just dumbfounded by that. And no, oh crap, where was that? Where was that? Discard. I don't know where that was, and I don't want to mess it up. Alright, we're going to loosen it up a little bit more and go down to 46. And 50% on grill tape because we don't want to overheat. And let's head off to the race.
Welcome to Hampton, Georgia, home of Atlanta Motor Speedway, and this year's running of the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500 on PRN. Atlanta is a favorite of many Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series drivers. The worn surface hasn't seen a repave in 2 decades now, but the drivers just love it. In fact, several of them helped convince track owners to put off a planned repave that was due to take place shortly after today's race.
All right.
Stay sharp. Green company.
Starting a little farther back than I would have liked, but hopefully we can make up for it. We are starting on the inside, so that'll help calm my aggressiveness, I guess. Hopefully. We'll see.
Still there.
won't make any stupid moves on the high side is what I'm trying to get at there. We're fast. I just completely ran into Landon Castle there because of how uncontrollably fast I am compared to these guys. Kind of just shoved my way underneath Amarillo there, but no biggie. Next to former teammate David Reagan. Get underneath Stenhouse. Maybe even get underneath Menard here. We're just flying. Absolutely flying right now. Oh, Blaney is slow. This low lane is slow right now. But I did what I wanted to do, and I did not go to the high side because I feel like that's just going to be a death sentence once we get down the front stretch. So I'm going to try to get underneath Allmendinger here. Hopefully get around Danica Patrick cleanly. I didn't take a look at the rivals after Daytona, but she was one of my main rivals at the end of last season, so I'm sure she's pretty darn close to being one again this year. Alright, we're pretty well strung out now. I'm going to take advantage of the high lane.
Hold your line.
Okay, 4 wide, that works too. Suarez was a little slower than I had previously anticipated. Oh, can we please clear Suarez before the tri-oval? Nope. Nope. Okay. Okay. Suarez hit the wall. And then I just messed up there. That was all my fault. We got out of the... Whoa. We got out of the tri-oval spot clean. Suarez hit the wall. And then I don't know what I did there. That's Denny Hamlin in the background. Flipped over. That was all my fault. Dang it. I can't blame anybody but myself for that, and that's frustrating when that happens. Alright, well, we moved through the pack extremely quickly the first time, so let's see if we can do it again. But I can't do it on the outside. We have proven that just does not work for me. I'm sure it would work if there's a slightly less aggressive guy racing right now, but me being one of the most aggressive NASCAR guys I've ever seen in my lifetime. There's Daytona 500 winner Corey LaJoie. God, I never thought I would say those words. There are lots of things I never thought I would have said that since I started a YouTube channel, I have said.
Stay right there.
And I'm sure many of you in the comments would love to point out some stupid things that I say on a daily basis. Like James always used to, but James has kind of slowed down on the comment train. He used to comment on every single one of my NASCAR 06 videos. Alright, we are moving through the pack quite quickly. We only have 2 laps to go on the stage, so stage points are pretty much out of the question. Especially, I don't know who that was that McDowell hit, but he hit somebody.
Clear.
Oh, I almost took the high line. There's Denny Hamlin. I don't know how he's still running, but he is, and he's alive, which is good. I know Chase Elliott fans would probably wish he wasn't, but I hope that feud kind of goes away next year. Chase got his redemption, so I feel like they should be on an even playing field going into next year. Hopefully the off-season helps cool some of the tensions. There's Eric Jones and what was possibly one of my favorite paint schemes. I love the colors on this paint scheme. I would love to get to the side of it so you can look at it. I love the coloration of this, the Sirius XM scheme. Obviously there's an Xfinity version and a truck version of that as well, but I personally like the Cup version the best. 19th after having to restart last twice, I think. I'll take that. I don't have to pit. I don't think. I hope I didn't just make a mistake there. Nobody pitted, so if I can't make it to the end, then nobody can. I had 10 laps on fuel, and it was a 10-lap stage in stage 1, so I can at least make it. If not, I'm going to be 1 lap short, depending on when I actually run out. Okay, we're getting decent restarts in the Cup Series. Initial launch is kind of meh, but then once we hit turn 1, it was actually much better.
Clear down low.
I also think I have a pit strategy advantage here, but I'm not positive if the AI are actually going to have to pit or not, because you know the AI usually likes to have extra large fuel tanks in situations like this. Almost got in the promenade and caused a big wreck there. Luckily, I prevented myself from doing that, and we're in the top 10. Alright, we're just flying. I think we have a race-winning car here if we can avoid stupidity. And if this pit strategy works out and I can lap the field, then we're definitely going to win. So lots of DLC schemes. Usually 704 likes putting out a bunch of DLC from the beginning of the season and then at the end of the season. I'm kind of scared of what Dale Jr. was doing there. He kind of went all the way to the bottom of the track. But we definitely, I think, have a race-winning car. I definitely think it's possible. We also have the precious tires, so that probably helps a little bit. But I think we've kind of reached our stalling point here. We're not passing Junior as quickly as I would have hoped. Well, as I say that. But I push ridiculously. And Kurt Busch is going to take advantage of that as well, I think. But again, I don't know whether the AI needs to pit or not. Oh, somebody's pitting now. That looks like Jimmy Johnson, possibly. Yep, that's Jimmy Johnson coming in. I don't see anybody else behind coming in, so that might have been a mechanical failure. Because he did seem to dive down there pretty early, so it might have been a mechanical failure. But we are in the top 5 now. Oh, there's other guys diving in.
Car ahead is pitting.
Yep, I think we might have just lapped the field here. Now, of course, they're going to get their lap back on the wave around, unless if somebody else pulls my strategy and stays out. Everybody's going to get the wave around. Harvick is driving like a madman right now, and I'm kind of scared, and I just completely messed up that corner because of how scared I was. But I'm going to assume everybody's coming in now. It looks like the majority is coming in now. We're just going to confirm our fuel suspicions coming around this time, but I'm pretty sure we're good. Looks like there's maybe one car behind us that's staying out. Alright, so if we run out, we're going to run out well, right before the line, so we'll be fine. There's still at least five cars staying out, but I'll assume they'll come in this time, because nobody else should be able to make it. I mean, I think we could have contended for a win on speed, but we're definitely putting ourselves in a good position now. We're going to lap the field, but like I said, they'll get the wave around unless if something weird happens. I also have the freshest tires. I don't know if I'll be able to make it to the end on fuel or not. I'll have the most fuel regardless, so I'm in a pretty good spot right now. Let's just make sure we do lap the whole field. Some people are, yep, we've lapped the whole field, and these guys were coming around the lap twice, which is really good. If we can lap a bunch of people twice, we're fine. If we can lap a bunch of people twice, that's going to help us even more, but it doesn't look like we'll get very far with it. Maybe top 30 will be on the lead lap. We should be good on fuel. If anything, we run out coming right out of turn 4, and we'll be fine.
All right, we're halfway this lap.
So we are going to have to make a pit stop at the end of the race at some point. I'm just not sure when that'll be. But we're putting...
You're low on fuel.
I'm well aware that we're low on fuel, and we're probably going to run out coming to the checkered, but that's fine. We're going to put 31st on back 2 laps down. Newman's going to get lucky here, it looks like. But we win, we lap everybody, so now it's just a matter of where everybody else gets placed as far as wave arounds and lucky dogs and all that. since I did lap a couple people twice, maybe they can stay ahead of the wave around people. I don't know. I do not know what the situation is there. I'm just waiting for my pit options to show up so I can pit. Yeah, estimated fuel 0. So we'll take this opportunity to do 4 tires, and fuel will be the only one pitting. So everybody will get a wave around. Well, it's just a matter of where they're located in the field. If they're right behind me, then this might be a little harder. And Jimmy Johnson's right next to me. So, yep, this is a little harder.
Car outside.
But like I said, I think we have a potential race-winning car.
Car high.
We're 4 laps short on fuel, so we can also, if there's not a caution, a short pit. We can only do fuel only, maybe 2 tires, depending on when we decide to pit. If it's a green flag pit stop, then hopefully, assuming I don't speed, like I did in one of the races last episode, I think, then we can have an advantage there, hopefully. But I still think we can win this on speed alone. And we're pulling away a little bit. I had to lift off a little more than I intended. But we got a bit of a gap to Larson. Not much of one, though. But I think we can do this, guys. I really do. Get our first legit cup win. I hate to say it that way, but first legit cup win I think is definitely possible here.
That was your best lap ever.
That was my best lap ever, but Kyle Larson is catching me fast. I should have loosened the car up a little bit more. I've had trouble sticking to the bottom. But Larson's here. Larson, I think, is the fastest car, but if I can keep my positioning, I think we're going to be okay. We might not be the fastest car, but I think we can take advantage of the circumstances, maybe have a quicker pit stop, and we can come out with the win, or at least a top 5. I don't think that should be an issue at all. But we did win that stage, so that is a playoff point, and that's 10 bonus points going into championship. So that is good. Stage points are going to be hard to come by for me, I have a feeling. So that's a good thing that we piled up a little bit early on. I think we did get some stage points at Daytona, too. I can't quite remember. It's so hard when there's triple header weekends, remembering which race is which race. Alright, Larson got the inside on me. So I'm going to have to take the high line here, which is a very scary proposition. And of course, as Larson passed me, the rest of the field finally got some courage and caught up to him as well. Go figure. 13 laps to go, 9 laps on fuel. I don't know when the AI is going to come in. They had to pit like 3 laps before I had to pit. So I would assume they're going to pit 3 laps before I have to pit. That would seem reasonable. I would like to keep Larson in my sights. He's very much faster than me, but I would like to keep him in my sights. That'll help the overall cause. There's already somebody on pit road, so the sequence has begun for somebody. I don't know if that's a mechanical or if that's actually a legit pit stop. Jimmy Johnson was the first person to pit last time, and he ended up in second at the restart behind us, so he obviously did something right with that pit strategy, pitting by himself.
Still there.
And he got a run on me there, but we stuck it to the bottom. But we're holding up a huge group of cars right now. So we are obviously not race-winning pace quite yet. But I think this is a good sign for future races at mile-and-a-half tracks. Now we got Truex, mile-and-a-half king, trying to pass us as well. But we push, so that won't help the cause here. Yeah, it looks like that one guy is still on pit road. Maybe David Reagan? I can't really tell from that quick glance that I get. Everybody else is single file behind me now. So I do not know if that means they're preparing to pit. Larson is pitting right now. I don't know if there will be many people following suit. Does not look like it. At least not in this pack that's directly behind me. We'll take the lead again, lead another lap. Maybe get a bonus point for leading the most laps. That would be beneficial. Turn! Truex is right there, car. Now is not the time to give up on turning. But it looks like Truex is possibly pitting. Yep, they're pitting. Alright. So it looks like Kurt Busch is staying out with us. How many? We still got 5 laps, so we're going to stay out as long as we can. If a caution comes out, maybe we can catch some people a lap down. And then we can do 2 tires, probably. 2 tires and fuel, and I think that'll give us a slight advantage, assuming I don't royally screw up the pit stop. But yeah, we'll stay out as long as we can, see if we can catch some people a lap down before we have to pit. And hopefully we can come out in a decent spot. I feel like they had to slow down a lot sooner than where I would start slowing down going on the pit road. So I might have an advantage there as well, assuming I do everything right, which, as you guys know, is easier said than done. But it feels nice. It really does feel nice to be leading a race on speed. Yes, we won stage 2 by pit strategy, but we were leading a race on speed for quite a while there. But let's see, who do we still got? Looks like majority of the people are coming in that time. Possibly McMurray, nope. Danica, DiBenedetto, McDowell, and that's it, are out with me here. And Timmy Hill. Can't forget about Timmy Hill. Fuel lights coming on, we're pitting next time by. That'll get us right to the end of our window. We will have a 1 can of fuel stop. That'll give us hopefully 7 laps of fuel. And that'll give us enough, so. Oh, do I want to take 2 tires? Yes, I have to take 2 tires. Look at my right front tire right now. Even taking 2 tires is a risk, but. Alright, let's try not to completely screw up this pit stop.
You're running on fumes out there.
Well aware of the running on fumes situation, Mr. Crew Chief / spotter. Don't spin out, Aaron.
Slow down.
Crap. Alright, cause a caution. Cause a caution, please. Thank you. That's not how I wanted to do it, but that's how it happened. Oh, we're getting demolished from behind. Well, that means we're going to have some repairs to do as well. Well, we got Danica Patrick, DJ Kennington, Michael McDowell, Matt DiBenedetto leading. Timmy Hill and us also on the lead lap, as well as Kurt Busch, who got the lucky dog. So this is going to be 2 races in a row where we have one of the most messed up top 5s ever. But hopefully we can prevail, because we are the fastest car in this group by far. We passed these guys easily when they were in the back of the pack. Larson's there, but Larson's a lap down, so it doesn't matter. Danica Patrick's leading a race. Who would have thunk? Oh, we're going to be at about an hour for this race, too. I had to look over at the clock, so I messed up. Dang it.
Car inside.
And this is overtime, so this is the white flag sponsored by North Carolina. I have no idea what the governor of North Carolina is because I've got to do my research. Oh well. Kyle Larson, go. I don't care about you. I care about Danica, and she's over a second behind me now. Okay, half a second. It looks a lot farther. Items in your mirror are a lot closer than they appear. And all that. But me spinning out on pit road kind of took away my feeling of this might be a legit win, which makes me sad. But we win now.
Nice work. Man, that's cool. Win, baby.
We win. I believe Danica Patrick was second. Again, 2 races in a row in the Cup Series that we're going to have some of the weirdest finishes ever. I feel so bad that I couldn't have just made it on the pit road safely, but unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. David Reagan out of the race early. Patrick DiBenedetto, Kennington, McDowell are your top 5 along with us. So, These point standings have got to be the weirdest looking point standings ever. If it wasn't for stage points, I think it would be really messed up. But stage points will at least give some points to other people. Yeah, Danica Patrick's in 6th, so that's terrifying. Unfortunately, Corey LaJoie didn't get on the good side of things. Here we are in victory lane again. That's another win for the Happy Dog in spirit. Of course, even though Todd Gilliland's making a revival that I tried to stop, but whatever. Let's head back to the menu, check out the Rivals stuff, since we haven't looked at that in a little while, and then we will call it a day, about a 50-minute episode, so I guess I can take that. I hope we do not have another triple header next week. Okay, it's only a double header at Las Vegas, so shorter episode next week, hopefully. Rivals, let's see what we got. We got Allmendinger, DiBenedetto, Dillon, Kenseth, McMurray, Menard, level 4. That doesn't feel good. In the truck series, we got a few people at level 1, but nothing too bad. Ty Majeski's at level 3. So, overall, we're in good shape in the lower 2 series. Kind of got some worrying to do in the Cup series, so I should be a little more careful in the future in the Cup series, but you guys know how that usually goes. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to see more content from ATF Gaming, be sure to hit that red subscribe button. And click that little notification bell so you get a notification bell every single time I post a video. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye.